Hey everybody, let me tell you a story that I think you can relate to. Recently I was posting on a Facebook forum, and I was trying to be helpful and informative. I think I did the best that I could to be humble and thoughtful, and the intended recipient was grateful. This person even thanked me, and she said she really needed the reality check, and that she would work on respecting her boyfriend better. Wow, it feels good to be helpful. It's not often that I say something that was what somebody actually needed to hear, but when it happens, I'm so grateful for just the chance to help. I mean, after all, I've often wished that there were more people in my life that could nudge me in the right direction. I must have offended or bothered someone along the way because someone else came quickly commenting, accusing me of promoting my business improperly and criticizing my lack of context. Now, I've certainly run into worse comments in the past, but this comment shocked me a bit. I'll ask you, why is that? Have you ever found something as small, or maybe a vague criticism or implied accusation from a random stranger? Something unbalancing that just seems to mess you up just a little bit? Well, let's find out why. All right? Eckhart Tolle has a really great quote that I often think about. He says, "You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the one who notices your thoughts and emotions." I love this quote because it illuminates something foundational about what it means to be human. We all have thoughts. We all have emotions. They are not us, just like this finger is not me. It's something that I'm looking at right now. They're not us because we are just the ones that notice them. It's just like watching TV. When you watch TV, you don't choose what happens on the screen. You can change the channel. You can raise or lower the volume. But you sure can't change the content of the channel. You can't direct where it goes and where it doesn't go. And I think we're okay for that, for the most part. We even enjoy getting lost in the story, where our attention is just so fully captured that we're taken along for the ride. But we would never confuse a TV show for real life. TV shows have an ending, and they have a beginning. And we have this thing called a remote control that responds at a moment's notice. And this is where the metaphor gets a little bit dicey. Just like the TV show, we don't get to choose our thoughts or emotions. That's not how human beings work. If we could, I'd be out of a job. And everybody would just choose to be happy, joyful people all the time. Sadly, we have far less control than that. Rather than being a guy on a couch with a remote control, it's more like we just start off life being inside the show, unable to tell the difference between who we are and what our thoughts and emotions are doing. You see, there's a part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex. It's right about roughly here, right? It's responsible for logical processing and reasoning. Kids barely even have one, which is why they are so impulsive. They begin life driven by pure instinct, and they gradually just gain a sense of self and reasoning power until their prefrontal cortex is fully mature, sometime in their 20s. Yeah, that's right, their 20s, after they can legally drive, smoke, drink, and vote. Great. More specifically, there's a part of the brain called the medial prefrontal cortex. This is the part of the brain responsible for something called interoception, which is kind of like noticing what's going on inside of you. It's really like the remote control for the brain. And the better you get at looking inside of yourself, the more practiced you are at noticing your thoughts and your emotions, the more control you have over them. Well, let me show you how this works. Remember that Facebook post I was mentioning? Well, a while ago it probably would have unbalanced me a bit, but instead, today I closed my eyes. I just closed my eyes and I noticed what was happening inside my body. What did I notice? I noticed my stomach was a little bit queasy. Well, what does that mean? Well, I've had little conversations with my stomach over the years. It usually means that I'm feeling a little bit of guilt, some sort of internal turmoil. So I sat for a moment, I listened to it, and what came forward was, well, some uneasiness about whether or not I should be giving professional advice at all in a place like Facebook, and how much risk I was taking by giving it. But why am I uneasy about that? Why is that a thing that would even affect me? Well, because I don't think anyone has the right formula for how to speak openly on the internet and stay completely safe and comfortable. The best answer I've ever encountered is just from Jordan Peterson, which is basically speak with precision and take responsibility for your words. I've also noticed an irritated part of me, somewhere in a clenched fist or somewhere some tightness up here that just wanted to engage with the commenter. Just some sort of delicious debate I could get into. Maybe I can set her straight. Maybe I can use my obviously superior intellect to challenge her. Yeah, how often does that work? What did I tell myself? I said, don't engage with fools. Engaging with fools is like trying to snuff out a fire by piling wood on top. So you see, mental and emotional toughness isn't about avoidance or keeping a stoic demeanor. It's actually about resolving the inner turmoil that you have inside of you and then learning from it. My fight wasn't with her. She's just a passive bystander. Who even knows what's going on in her life or why she wrote what she wrote? Who cares? But what's happening inside of me, that matters, because that's what I keep. That's what needs to be resolved. That's where the focus should be, is resolving that internal turmoil and learning from it. But then when you've earned some peace, when I've earned some peace, you can share it with the world. Even better, the better you can notice your thoughts and emotions and really listen to them, the better you'll be able to connect and empathize with others. If you're used to listening to your thoughts and listening to your emotions, how better are you going to be to other people to listen to their thoughts and their emotions with a critical eye and maybe even be helpful? It's a pretty handy skill if you want to be around humans, right? Oh, so here's the skill in summary. When you get upset, as often happens, just go someplace. Go someplace quiet, close your eyes, look inside of yourself just a little bit. Notice what are the thoughts, notice the emotions. Just notice them. Locate where you're feeling them inside your body. I don't know if you guys know this, but the brain doesn't feel. It's why you can do brain surgery while you're still awake. The feelings happen inside the body, in the chest, in the jaw, in the fist, in the heart, in the lungs, in the neck. Wherever you're feeling, it's going to happen somewhere inside of your body. Find out where that thing is. That'll help you locate what is going on inside of you. And then, when you found it, ask some questions and listen to what messages might come back. Now, you might just get some vague feelings. You might get something maybe more specific, but just wait and sit there and listen. Listen to yourself. And then once you have a message, talk to yourself like you would talk to somebody who you care about that is asking for advice or support. Don't shame yourself. Don't yell at yourself. Don't ignore yourself. Just, coach yourself through it and try to be as supportive as you can. And remember, you can do this because you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the one who notices your thoughts and emotions. Love you guys. Take care.